past couple of years, we've been making the Thanos joke that the Astros are inevitable. Now, we enter a new chapter of Astros Thanos. The Dodgers have won their second straight World Series, and the rest of the league looks to us, and we reply, "You could not live with your own failure." And where did that bring you? Back to me. Welcome back to the Moonstamcast, everyone. I'm Brian, and I'm joined by the Enjoy 2026 baseball to my, because we won't have it in 2027, Jordan. Jordan, how are you, buddy?
Brian, can we just take a second and congratulate the Los Angeles Dodgers on their 2026 World Series? Round of applause for the eventual three-peat champions. I think three-peats may be trademarked by the Lakers. I don't know what. I think
Heat.
some three something is trademarked
Heat.
by the Lake. Is it the Heat?
Pretty sure it's the Heat.
Is the Heat? Okay, maybe someone has trademarked it. But congratulations to the Dodgers, fully right now, because in no world is his team, despite the fact that the Blue Jays gave them their best, and like there was, who was the Sportsnet? I don't know who the Sportsnet commentator is, and that's on me. Who said the best team didn't win, and I want to say, like, in theory, yes, like the Blue Jays looked like the better team throughout the entire World Series. At the same time, their base running is abysmal, and over a 7-game series, it is very hard to make the argument that the better team lost. Like you can make maybe the Patriots, Giants say, oh, the Patriots were the better team. They should have won. This is very different than that. And I would also like to congratulate, and kind of appropriately so, the Will Smiths of the world, for winning the World Series 6 times in a row. Plus Will Smith, the Dodgers Will Smith, who now has his 3rd ring, which actually they both have 3 rings, his 3rd ring, hitting the game winning home run. Listen, baseball's the most superstitious sport of them all. If I'm a GM, I'm signing to Will Smith. I don't care if they've ever played baseball before. I don't care if it's the pitcher. I don't care if it's the catcher. That's a really weird, mine went elsewhere. I don't care what they are, who the Will Smith, I'll sign Will Smith, the actor, if I have to. I'll sign whoever it takes to win a World Series.
Don't you mean the rapper?
Yes, the slapper.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, dude. We all saw it coming, right? Like this isn't really a surprise for anyone.
When Bichette hit his
home
home
run,
run,
Game 6, I didn't think there was a shot in hell Toronto walks away Game 7.
When Bichette
and
hit
I know
his
it
home
went
run,
to extras and Toronto was up, but I just shook my head. I was like, this is Dodgers and 7 written all over it.
well, I think I had sent us in our group chat. I said, wouldn't it be funny if Shohei Ohtani hits a home run? He was the 3rd one up in the 9th inning. He was the 3rd guy up. If he hits a home run, that sends this to extras. Turns out I was 1 guy off. Rojas did that without Shohei having to get involved, which I think I had belief, and this is my fault for believing. I had belief up until that moment that the Blue Jays were going to do this. Like, as much as we were going to talk about a lockout in 2027, as much as we talked about like an evil empire of the Dodgers, it was all going to be okay. We were all going to be able to sleep that night really, really well. I had come from a Halloween party. I was ready to sleep in the first place as it was. And then I saw that home run. I was like, oh, okay. So I know exactly what's about to happen. I don't care how it happens, which again, the Will Smith did it. I don't care how it happens, but it's going to happen. And what is just a sad way for the Blue Jays to go out as well. That was a horrible double play to get into. With the bases loaded and 1 out bunting, I just get a sack fly. I just put it in place. I know they didn't want to hit a double play, but this felt like the worst option, personally. The bunting felt like the worst possible option. A squeeze play, I don't know. I just wasn't a fan.
I mean, I still think the worst double play was Game 6, where the base running, the guy was off second for a line drive into the outfield, which was crazy, and he got doubled up. I think that was worse base running, but I don't know, man. Dodgers win. Dodgers are going to win it next year. What's to be done?
Well, what's to be done is a 2027 lockout is what is to be done. Okay, so I was going to save this for a little bit later, but I did some maths this morning, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm a math expert. But I went into Sport Track and kind of looked up some numbers, and the way baseball works when it comes to payroll and the luxury tax, it's different. The way like a Shohei Ohtani has his, because he's making $2 million this year, has his money, his salary calculated for the payroll or the luxury tax I had to go look up federal midterm rates for the year, when he signed his contract. It's very weird. He's worth like $48 million this year in terms of the luxury tax. But I went and looked it up on Sport Track, and right now for 2025, the Dodgers have $460 million, 417 about, and the CBT luxury tax bracket. That's different than payroll. It's a different thing altogether, which is about $169 million in taxes, which leads to like $586 million overall. Which again, more than half a bill, a lot of money. I then did some math and looked up, well, let's say there was no deferred money, because there are deferred contracts. The Blue Jays have a deferred contract with Santander. Everyone has deferred contracts, but like you go on the page of deferred contracts and you see a certain team just shows up a lot on that page. It's like a lot on that page. And it's some big contracts, including Shohei Ohtani's. If theoretically, and this is also including Blake Snell's bonus this year, which is counted, how big bonuses work in MLB for CBT purposes, I don't fully get, and I'm not going to pretend like I get. Realistically, if we used the math of, hey, there was no deferred money and they were just paying them this year, their CBT payroll, the one that they have to pay the luxury tax on, and they're also repeat offenders, which means that you have to use the Steve Cohen rule, which what a cool way to have money. Just be like, oh, I have a rule about money named after me in the MLB. Would it be about $500 million, $495.5 million, which I don't know what that would look like in luxury taxes. I'd imagine it's closer to 200. I know the way MLB does it, like the tiered system, and the way Sport Track does it is different. And the way like MLB will actually, they do a lot of rounding that I'm not privy to, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to try to. With that said, that probably be about $695 million overall. And the beauty of and that's like, again, that's almost $750 million for 1 year of baseball. On top of that, the problem with deferred money, and again, everyone defers. I get it. The Yankees really don't defer, but like you see other teams defer. Like the Marlins had deferred Stanton's contract, and I think they're still paying it. You don't have to pay the luxury tax after the player leaves your team for that contract. So in 2034, when Shohei Ohtani either retires because he can get paid $68 million for the next 5 or 10 years, or, he goes somewhere else. But he's not on the Dodgers anymore. That $68 million will not count towards the CBT payroll, aka the luxury tax. And so
they're avoiding the luxury tax now by deferring the money, and then once the player's off the team, they still own the money, obviously, but that will not go against their luxury tax.
Yeah, well, yeah. So technically, like,
that is got to change. You have to change that rule.
Well, yeah, and this rule was not for like, again, speak about the spirit of the rule. The rule was not intended for this purpose. Like, it was intended for like a Giancarlo Stanton. I said that name so wrong. Giancarlo Stanton. Where like, yeah, it's the Marlins. They don't have a ton of money as it is. They can defer forever. It's one guy as well. One guy is their biggest star. The Dodgers are doing it where, like, again, they pay about $48 million in terms of like luxury tax for Shohei this year. Because it's prorated and it's this whole thing. I wanted to look at federal midterm rates. But it's not 70 million. It's not 48. It's not 68 million, because they're not going to have to pay the 68 million whenever 2034. So because it's already baked into it. And it makes zero sense. I don't like it. Again, if you look at who is deferred money, the Dodgers are just on that page. And so whenever someone says, well, deferred money's been around forever, it's a way to do it. Yeah, but like, not like this. And this screws up the entirety of the MLB. Because again, you have like, 6 pitchers banked on these deferred contracts. Like Blake Snell's contract is insane. And you say like, hey, we're going to sit him for like half the year. And again, it's a strategy. You can do that. But like at the same time, it seems a little unfair that you get to pretend like you're not paying some money in the future. It's all bullshit. The CBA is not like, as much as maybe like a Kansas City is not going to care that much maybe. Or like, as much as like a lower tier team's not going to care that much. The higher tier teams probably should care. Because like, not only, maybe they can't do that, maybe they don't have the resource to do that, but at the same time, it's like, dog, that's not the spirit of the rule. That's not what the rule's intended for. So, with that said, Yamamoto, great job. Good job pitching. I look at this and I go, yeah, this is a problem. And the fact that the fact that Dodgers fans pretend like this is just something everyone does. Clearly never, like the Dodgers website, like Dodger Blue or something like that, the fan site, just grossly miscalculates how much all this is. Like, yeah, the Dodgers payroll is actually like $300 million this year. It's like, that's like, 40+ million off of what their actual payroll is. I don't want to imagine what you think their CBT tax payroll is. So yeah, no, they are screwing up the market completely, and it's going to be a problem, and we're not going to have baseball, and that's going to suck. So that's the research I did this morning.
This is my official response.
Yeah, it's all very tiring. And again, like
it's not tiring. It's defeat. They can't. Players aren't going to vote to change the rule because they want to get paid as much money as possible. Other owners, 29 other owners, are not going to do this. The Dodgers are just, maybe the Mets will do it.
Well, that's called the Steve Cohen rule for a reason.
But
it just means if you repeat offend on the luxury tax for multiple years, you have to pay extra tax, like extra percentage on the percentage on the tier you're on. Steve Cohen has a rule named after him, which again, if I'm a billionaire, I'd love to have a rule named after me in sports like that, where it's like, I just said, I want to win so badly, I'm going to screw up the market. But yeah, baseball is about to go away for a second because you have two, like, listen, not like, stay away from my billionaire owners. So like, I'm not defending the billionaire owners for not spending money, but I'm saying like, there is a cap at which we have to say, hey, this seems a little unfair and a little like not fun for sports. Cause like Steve Cohen could start doing it. Blake Snell said, if you want to win, you got to join the winners or something like that. Which
you can't beat him, join him.
You can't beat him, join him.
Fucking loser.
Which again, I don't know KD's contract when he joined the Warriors. I don't imagine it was like some insane enron level accounting like this. Like I can really say, I get Blake, you want to win. At the same time, it kind of sucks the way it happened.
I've got nothing to say about it anymore, man. I'm very disappointed by the way the season ended. The Brewers couldn't do a thing. The Phillies won a game, I think. And then the Blue Jays gave us some semblance of hope, and just it wasn't enough.
The problem was it wasn't even a good World Series. Like, there were two good games, but all the other games were like, they're fine. Like, you had two like really good games. That's it. It just doesn't feel. It feels deflating to know that this is where we've come as a baseball fandom / baseball entity. Now, to be fair, like, it's the Americans' pastime, so maybe this is the most American thing you can do is to fuck up this somehow with money, make it so convoluted, confusing that you have to lock out for a while. But yeah, I'm somewhat defeated, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I already spent enough time on this. But yeah, there's a lot of shit that has happened, and a lot of shit that can happen.
I have no idea what the percent chances of us getting baseball in 2027, because this is exactly what this is going to have all the owners shouting, this is why there should be a salary cap. And the players are going to be like, no, I want to get paid what I'm worth. Fuck you. And it's just, I have no idea how it's millionaires versus billionaires. It's whatever, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that also robs Altuve probably robs Altuve of 3,000.
Yeah.
Unless like the season is only maybe half a season. Even then, he's working against him. If there's no season, there's no way. Like, it's just out. And that sucks.
He needs just under 600 hits, which means he needs at least 4 seasons, 150 hits. So it's not going to be, I think he's going to have to play into his 40s, a couple of 40s, and just get like 70 hits a year or something like that. It's going to suck.
But like at some point, it's like, does he just want to say, I'm done with this? The travel, the time it takes, maybe the impact on the body is just not worth it at this point.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely a possibility.
Yeah. So sad, sucks. We'll just, I don't know. We'll see what happens in March. It might be the time we say like, oh, cool. This is it's like a goodbye tour, like Coach K's goodbye tour, except it's not the devil doing it. In a way, it's the devil doing it. That's the Dodgers. So I don't know if you have any more thoughts on the World Series. Like, I don't want to, there's nothing to talk about other than this sucks.
Nah, let's just move on to football.
Okay. But actually,
want to go college or want to go to NFL?
Let's do college first, and then we'll do NFL second, because I feel like there's going to be Texans talk. Yeah. So, let's start off with you. What do you got for me?
Vanderbilt played its worst game of the season, and Texas played its best game of the season, and Texas won by 3 points. They won the game, not taking a damn thing away from them. This Vanderbilt team is really good, and if that's what your worst product out there is going to look like, they ain't dead yet. All right.
Well, Vanderbilt also needs to take, at least fans, and take stock with like, imagine where you are compared to where you've been. Like, yes, losing to Texas sucks, but you lost by 3 points in a close game. Vanderbilt did not play well, and like Arch, despite being CT Arch and like understanding how to play football again, he wasn't throwing bombs. Like he threw a lot of 10-yard passes. So I don't know if that's maybe that's the plan. Again, a system is what it does. Maybe the system for Sark is we're going to throw 10-yard passes because we can't trust him to throw 15-yard passes. At the same time, that kind of sucks for Vanderbilt because they were making a run at it too. Like there was a world where I could be like, hey, maybe they eke into the college football playoff.
No, Vanderbilt A&M SEC championship was a possibility.
Yeah.
Well, no, you need Alabama. They need Alabama to lose a couple times, but still, Vanderbilt was making some noise. But that loss hurts. That's the worst they looked all season. It was a bad time for it to rear its head. But Vanderbilt going forward is going to be fun. I
wonder if his body's aching as an old man. That's probably what happened. Just a bad day. Woke up with back pain. Said, "Oh no, my arthritis," and went on his day. I do want to talk about the Big 12 real quickly. Utah beats. I mean, they didn't just beat Cincinnati. They made Cincinnati look stupid. It was like 41-14, something like that. It is again said that the Big 12 is the conference that eats its own. It will kill you. Like West Virginia big UH, and that's a whole other thing in itself. Like UH should not look good. There's a whole thing about fans showing up to the game because it was basically empty, which I get. I have a whole thing. I think that would be a Friday talk. But Big 12, it will eat you alive. BYU is still unscathed, but that doesn't mean it will be unscathed by the end of the season. It's a fun conference to watch. Utah Cincinnati was not a fun game. It was a fun conference to watch. I didn't watch the college football this weekend because a lot of it was on ESPN channels, and I do not have the ability to watch those now because of YouTube TV, which I blame ESPN and ABC and Disney for.
Absolutely, it's on Disney. They want to push their streaming services.
Well, also, so YouTube TV's fee, like was it $85 a month? Mm-hmm. I think like $15 of that is just ESPN platforms. And they push insane carriage fees because ESPN has picked up huge contracts. They've leveraged themselves with like huge like ACC, SEC, NBA, just name it, and they've leveraged themselves into huge contracts. So they're trying to get people to pay more for that because they're asking for insane carriage fees. Plus, Disney also wants to push its bundle. And the fact that they're acting like the victims is so like, listen. I love Scott Van Pelt. I think Scott Van Pelt's a wonderful journalist. I think he's a wonderful person, it seems like, at least from my view. At the same time, it does annoy me somewhat when Scott Van Pelt goes on TV is like, makes YouTube TV the bad guy. I'm not trying to defend Alphabet / Google. Stay away from my billionaires, my $1 billion corporation. At the same time, like, objectively, they're the ones getting screwed in this because Disney's pushing insane carriage fees. YouTube TV already knows it's pushed tons of money into its per month fees because of ESPN, because of Disney. Last time this happened a couple of years ago too, where Disney had to step in and be like, okay, sure, we'll just take your carriage fees because now you're affecting all of us with our other platforms like ABC, Disney Channel, all that. And now they have their own bundle, so they don't give a shit. They're like, yeah, you can just watch it on Hulu, like Hulu TV, which we own, or ESPN Plus, which also we own, and then Disney Plus, which we own. So it's insane. I'm okay never having YouTube TV and ESPN rekindle because it's BS.
I might go back to cable. This is getting so bad, dude. We have Fubo, which is we kept everything, but I don't know, man. I went over to my dad's house for the Notre Dame game, and it was nice to just not close out of an app. Mm-hmm. Like with all the different streaming services, like, I got to go to Fox's streaming service. I got to go to HBO's, to Peacock, ESPN's, to just hit 6:33. Yeah. Oh, I got to go back to the Notre Dame 6:12.
Yeah.
Oh, are boomers right?
Well, yes, kind of in this sense. They're also paying like way too much for cable, but we're also paying too much.
I don't know. Are they with all these streaming fucking things we have to pay for?
Well, I'm this close to just getting an antenna and saying, fuck it, I'm going back to 1950s. I'll put an antenna up, I'll get ABC, NBC, and Fox and call it a day. Cause it's insane. It's insane. Like, stop making me download apps. Stop making me download apps. I don't care anymore. Stop making me sign into things. That's my most boomer take is I don't care about apps. I want to sign in. Like if I go to your restaurant, I'm not ordering through an app. I'm just not.
Oh, hell no. It's on the same vein, QR menus can go fuck themselves.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes. So I want to get off too much of a tangent, just because I know we're trying to hit 30 minutes here. But I have a couple more notes. One is Ohio State, definitely national champion, right? Like
mine were Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama, national champions. Those are one of those four is your national championship.
Yeah. I think that's a completely valid take. Hugh Freeze getting fired. Who could have seen that coming? Actually, who saw it coming was his standing golf tee time at 1:30 on Sunday was canceled at some Auburn National Club. So everyone, you could see it coming, but good riddance probably. He can go run for senator soon. So kind of works out for him.
Notre Dame did not look very good against BC, but we're still trekking along. If we win out and A&M wins the SEC, we still have a chance because my other note is what the fuck happened to Miami? Oh God.
Yeah, Miami just collapsed. Which like the Carson Beck we know and love has returned. It's good to have him back. And I know we've talked about that with Louisville.
Where was this Carson Beck at the beginning of the year?
No, I'm sorry. I forgot. You have vested interest in making sure Miami wins. I have vested interest in making sure my Carson Beck take from last season, which was, I don't like Carson Beck that much. I think he's a bad quarterback and won't make it in the NFL, stays true. And so far, I mean, for the second half of the season, it's been, I mean, a great ride for the haters like me. We're doing a great job out there, but I don't know what Carson Beck, all of Miami looks bad. It's just, it's off the table. The ACC continues to show that like, it's barely a football conference.
No. My last note in that same vein was ACC lol.
Yeah. I don't know what they've almost seems like they're not even a sports college. Like even in basketball, like Duke is good. Don't get me wrong, but like, it just feels like it's not the ACC we grew up with when it comes to basketball. Where like, I'm like, so you have to play the ACC. Oh, North Carolina too. Oh my God, Florida State. Like all these teams that actually played good basketball. Now it's like Duke, ... and that's it. I don't know. ACC is a weird. Maybe should we do Power 3 only now? And that's my new question. The answer is obviously no, because they'd all leave and go to another fucking. The Big Ten would be 30 teams at that point. But beside the point.
That's all I had for college.
I have one last thing. We spoke about Tarleton State a little bit early in the season, and this won't be a clip because they'll get mad at this. Tarleton State lost to Abilene Christian University, which sad, whatever, you don't want to lose, especially when you had no national title hopes or national FC's title hopes. Abilene Christian put up a graphic that said, Tarleton is not a state, making fun of Tarleton State. It's like, what state is Tarleton? Not a state. We beat them, which they then were forced to delete and make an apology for. And that is incredibly soft and makes me angry because there's been a trend recently in social media, like the Rockets with the dead horse graphic or the Astros. The Astros did something with the Mariners where they got pissed too. After
this is relevant for the NFL, and I've got a story for you.
Okay. They post something. It's like actually pretty funny. And like, yes, the team lost. So it's funny to make fun of them. If your team loses, you get to be made fun of. That is the rule. You don't get to be like, oh, you actually can't make fun of us anymore. It's like, no, yes, we can. Incredibly soft from Abilene Christian, also from Tarleton State. It's a joke. If it's funny, you lost. Sorry. No one should have to delete things like that, especially if it's social. It's a dumb social media win graphic post. So that's my rant on that.
Yeah, that's all I have for college football. So transitioning over to the NFL with the same, I was looking up his name, same vein. Did you see our buddy, this is our Colts man, Seth? Did you see his video this week?
No. Did Seth DeFlo Erkins, subscriber, do something wrong? Is he in hot water?
Well, he released this video, and he said, break Aaron Rodgers' back.
Ugh.
And then followed up by saying an apology video, which he said, sorry, I went savage. Savage or something on that. I'm sorry, I love you. Like, very clearly, this is his first like little bit of internet controversy, and because he was very apologetic, he explained himself. He way over explained himself in the apology reply to this video. So, nah, man, stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Be a savage out there.
Like, I think a lot of people are like okay with him because his takes usually are like, we're going to make the Broncos sad or something like that. And I understand maybe it's a little whiplash from that to I'm going to fucking kill Aaron Rodgers. With that said,
yeah, he was like, I don't condone violence. I'm like, you're making a song about a football game. You kind of do condone violence.
Yeah. Of all people to say that about too, there are a couple guys in the league, Rashee Rice, Aaron Rodgers might be, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers might be one of them when it comes to like, okay, it's okay. God can tear an ACL every once in a while if he wants to. Yeah, stick to your guns on that one, buddy. That's insane that you got called out for that one of all things. Break Aaron Rodgers. He's also 41. He's at risk anyway, just in general in life. So I don't know if it's that crazy to say. So yeah, I hate when people have to make apologies on social media, which to be fair, like we've deleted a video before. We never made an apology. Because we're not, we're small and no one cares. So, okay. I have a couple notes on NFL, but do you want to start just talk quickly? So we're kind of, I'll come up on 30 minutes. You want to talk about the Texans?
Yeah. I just want you to know that this is basically the halfway point of the season. We basically just crossed the halfway point of the season. Let's talk about the Texans season. It's over.
Mm.
It's we have to win both of the next two games, Jacksonville and Tennessee. Who knows how long CJ Stroud's going to be out. This season is just about a wrap, and I hope we can come back in a couple of weeks to be like, ha 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 ha, this guy, so wrong, so bad. Podcast equipment should be more expensive or whatever that stupid comment is that people don't realize is you're not funny because a million people say it and I've never seen it get a single like. Anyways, yeah, it's over. Davis Mills looked like hot garbage, the hottest of garbage. We did nothing. Our defense is being wasted on this putrid offense, and it stems from, guess what? The offensive line and the offensive play calling. The same problems we've been having our entire existence as a franchise. So, more of the same, Jordan. This is the more of the same season I have ever seen in my entire life. It's the same shit, different day of sports. We are that team. We are that fucking team.
Our mistake was not building a lead up in the fourth quarter for the Broncos, who historically for the past couple games have known to turn on in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix scrambling for 25 yards like that did not a single person think to protect. Not a single guy.
No containment. No containment.
Not protect. Contain. Not a single person think to contain. To spy. It's like Bo Nix also has his problem, and the problem like in a good way, where in the fourth quarter he goes, "Oh, I forgot I can win football games," and just does. That to say, the fact that like no one thought, hey, let's make sure a guy who can scramble can't scramble, especially when there's 35 seconds on or 50 seconds to the clock, and if they get in field goal range, they win the game. I thought it was a bad coaching game from all perspectives. I understand CJ, you can't control that. It's not possible to control what happened to him. At the same time, probably doesn't help in the offensive line, just continue to let him be gotten to. The defense, objectively, the defense did its job. The Broncos scored 18 points in all, and they scored, I think 7 through the first 3 quarters. That, objectively, they did their job. The Texans should have been up by 25 at that point. But they weren't. Because one day, I'm going to say this, I don't expect anything from Davis Mills. Mills Mafia had one game a while ago. When you put the backup quarterback in, unless it's a Baker Mayfield backup quarterback, not really expected. I once he came in, I was like, we're not scoring another point. And that's okay. That's expected. He was there he's there because we needed a quarterback in the game. They could have pulled someone out of the stands. The 5 people who were there, pulled them out of the stands and said, you can go in now. And they, honestly, no different outcome. This is not on Davis Mills at all. I know I've seen people blame Davis Mills. Don't know why. I don't know what you expect from him. At the same time, this is on the coaching staff. This is on no one thinking, hey, we have a very slight lead. We must protect that lead. Doesn't give a shit. So the season, objectively, it's over. Like, as much as we want to say, like, this is how Burnley can still win. It's like, well, no, there's no way. It's just over. Like, I know the Colts lost to the Steelers. Fine. Probably Seth DeFleur fault. Honestly, bad karma. That's what Aaron Rodgers believes in. All that said, it's over. It's upsetting. I think we all knew what the outcome was going to be after the first couple games of the season, seeing how everyone played. Like, not the defense. Again, this is not on the defense. It's never been on the defense. Defense continually shows in every game. They are like the best defense in the league for a reason. But like it's like with Paul Skeens. You can only pitch so well for the game before you have to have someone on the other end do something. And the offense just doesn't know how to do a single thing. Maybe Stephon Diggs was tanked out with a key. I don't think that's it. I think it's just Nick Caley doesn't know what he's doing. CJ Stroud, I don't want to say anything about him right now. Yeah, a couple more notes. Any more other notes on the games?
Yes. No. I want to talk to you quickly about CJ Stroud and his hit. I don't think it was dirty. I think it's still a flag, though. Mm-hmm. CJ Stroud did not slide nearly as early as he should have.
Yeah.
And he didn't slide right. He started dropping back to sit on the ground instead of actually baseball sliding like you're supposed to. Mm. And he started it way too late. He still got hit. I think it should have still been a penalty, but in no way, shape, or form do I think it was a dirty play. If that makes any sense.
I saw people saying this is Bounty Gate 2.0. I don't think this is Bounty Gate 2.0. I don't think anyone who saw that hit can think it's Bounty. There was no physical intent from the defender to hit him. He could have made it worse in every way, but he didn't. So I don't think it's about. Again, it's just one of those football injuries. You go, oh, that sucks. That's the price of playing the game. And it sucks, and you have to move on with your life. But I don't think there's anything dirty about it. I do think CJ maybe. I don't know. It sucks. The season sucks for him. It just sucks. Everything about this sucks this season.
I want the season done and over with, and let's try and move on to next year.
Yeah.
Some draft picks, some free agent signings. You got to replace this offensive line. I know you can't do a full fire sale like you did last year because it did not work, but you got to get some. Yeah. You got to get some help.
Yeah.
I've got 4 quick notes left, and I'll make them quick.
Hit me with them.
1. Bengals games are must-see TV for the rest of the year.
100%.
They have zero defense. Their offense hates their defense. Holy dude, that game was awesome. I was kind of watching it via Twitter because I was at the Texans game, but dude, that game was so awesome. Bengals games, take the over and just must-see TV. If you need your quarterback, if you're like, I need my quarterback to have a rebound, I need to have him have a rehab start. I need him to put up 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, and only a couple incompletions. Hope that the Bengals are on your schedule because that is a get right game. They are a get right team. It is so bad. And Bengals fans, I feel so bad for you, but I feel the opposite because I have an incredible defense, an outstanding defense, and my offense is shit, dog shit. Okay. So I get it. We empathize. Maybe Cincinnati and Houston, we handshake. We become one team. Your offense, our defense.
Actually, I was gonna make a joke later, and I'll just make it now. The Titans, I think I saw a graphic, have not scored more touchdowns than their opponent for 14 or 15 games, which they're coming up on, I believe, a team from I can't remember what they're called, but the team from the 26-27 football season. That's 1926-1927 football season. And my thought was, at what point is a team so bad that we're tungsten arm O'Doyle-ing their stats compared to others? Actually, it's not great, but you get what I'm saying. They're old teams. Do we just say, hey, thanks for trying, but go down to, we're going to relegate you to college football. And maybe if that happens, the Texans and the Bengals can combine into one team, help each other out a little bit. That's a Super Bowl team right there, by the way. That's a Super Bowl winning team.
Bengals offense and Texans defense wins the Super Bowl.
100%. No questions asked. I don't care who they're playing, they win. You know how in fantasy football, when you're losing, you're not coming, the season's not good for you. You're out. You're done. You're losing your $100. And you look at your friend and say, hey, you want Lamar? This is back in the past. You want Mahomes? You want T. Higgins? You want anyone? And they go, yeah, I'll trade you my shit. I'll trade you my second kicker. And they do that. And for some reason, no one vetoes it. Starting to think that's what the Bengals and Texans should do. Just create a super team. Say we're just gonna
handshake agreement. We split this banner. Let's do this shit. Jane Daniels, ow, holy shit.
Ugh, yeah.
Ow. That's it. That's the entire note. We're not going into it. We're not going to talk about it more. This isn't a clip. Just, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I thought it was his knee at first, and then I watched the replay. I was like, what's wrong? And then I saw his arm. I was like, you probably shouldn't leave, try and catch it.
Yeah.
Bills are back? Question mark?
I was going to say Bills are back. Patrick Mahomes ass? Oh. Have we returned to the ass era of Patrick Mahomes? The Bills were actually doing really well. They were throwing to their tight ends a lot, which I don't know if the Chiefs defense just didn't understand what a tight end was because Travis Kelce doesn't play like a tight end. But they weren't stopping them at all. Mahomes looked bad. I don't know if it's the Chiefs defense or his O-line was not helping him at all. I don't know how many times he got sacked, but there were multiple times where he just got pressured out the wazoo. Again, Chiefs ass again. Knowing the Chiefs, next week they're going to win by 4.
No, they're going to win they're going to win their division.
Yeah,
they're going to go to the AFC Championship. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, no, I say this now, Mahomes ass. What it really means is next week Mahomes is going to have 500 yards. And I don't know who they play next week. I don't know who it is. They're going to die. They're going to be the sacrificial lamb for the Chiefs' return. There'll be so many children sacrificed. You won't understand what's going to happen.
Speaking about the Chiefs, the Lions only lose to the people in their division and the Chiefs. I cannot believe they lost to the Vikings, but I also can believe it because the NFC North is just like the AFC North, where for some reason these teams can, no matter how bad they are, they can just beat each other outside of the Bears. No offense. They can just beat each other on random Sundays like it's nothing.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I'm somewhat confused about the NFL right now. I know the Lions lose, but you saw the Packers lose like that to the Panthers, which Lord have mercy, that's sad. But every once in a while, I feel like I have a good grasp on everything in the NFL, and then I'm still not sure what's happening half the time. It feels like there's more whimsy this season, which I appreciate. The Panthers, fantastic, but yeah, no, the Lions have one Achilles heel. Or 2, really, technically, which is the Chiefs and just the entire NFC North versus minus the Bears. Like you said, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I just don't know what is happening this season. I go through my picks and go well, this could happen, or this could happen, because I don't really know. Again, the Panthers are beating the Lions, or not the Lions. Panthers are beating the Packers. Why? That's not shouldn't happen. So, next thing you know, the Titans are going to beat whoever. No, that's not going to happen, but still. So that's really all my notes on the NFL this week.
That's it. That's all I've got, period.
All right. Last thing from Jordan. College basketball started today. I was watching a game I think I sent out a meme, 9 a.m. It started at 7. So it's wonderful to be back. Thank you, Field of 68, for putting on not even mid-major games, low major games today. Very fun time. We'll talk about this more come Friday, but there's not a ton of good games. So.
All right. That's all I have.
Brian. Well, Brian, where can the people find you?
You can find me across all social medias at Auric Polaris, AuricPolaris. Going to jump back into Elden Ring this week, and maybe Friday I will be doing Pico Part 2. Jordan, where can the people find you?
Find me at Jordan's Thoughts on Twitter and across all platforms on Moonstamp Sports, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you listening. We will see you on Friday. Peace and love.